Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine entering its third year, and some of the youngest victims of that war, victims stolen from their homes, sharing their stories, and these are important. Chief Foreign Affairs correspondent and Face the Nation moderator Margaret Brennan spoke with 3 Ukrainian children, each under the age of 15. They are traveling the globe now to plead for help from the U.S. and other world powers. Margaret, this is a big one. Good morning to you.
And good morning to you, Tony. These kids are victims of Russia's alleged war crimes. The legal term is unlawful deportation. Ukraine's government calls it simply kidnapping, and President Biden called it an attempt to steal Ukraine's future. But these children are the lucky ones who reunited with family, and they are here in the U.S. to raise awareness.
It has been almost 2 years since 13-year-old Sasha last saw his mother. In April 2022, Russian troops separated them at a so-called filtration camp like this one in eastern Ukraine. My mom is very beautiful, he said, the best. He pleaded with the soldiers to let them stay together.
It's been a long time since you've seen her.
Yes. I go around the world to tell about my mom.
We met Sasha, 11-year-old Ilya, and 14-year-old Kira in New York before they went to the United Nations to ask the world powers to stop Russia from stealing children. Is this what you imagined New York would look like?
Чи ви так уявляли собі Нью-Йорк?
Ні. Так.
No and yes.
Плюс-мінус так.
I thought they were flying cars there.
They shared with us the story that they later told leaders at the UN. Russian soldiers took them captive after the siege of Mariupol and planned to send them to live with Russian families.
You saw a video of Ilya on Russian TV?
Yes.
Ilya's grandmother told us she spotted her newly orphaned grandson in a Russian propaganda video, speaking from a hospital bed. He says he watched his mother die from a shrapnel wound to the head. A neighbor buried her in the backyard. Traumatized and unable to walk, he said his doctors coached him to praise Russia.
You must say not glory to Ukraine, but glory to Russia.
Ukraine's government argues that Russia's plan is to erase Ukrainian identity. First it creates orphans, then it steals them. Russian state TV has broadcast these images of Vladimir Putin and children it claims were rescued from Mariupol. The head of what Russia calls its children's rights program, Maria Lvova-Belova, claims 700,000 kids were taken in as a humanitarian gesture. The International Criminal Court calls it forced deportation and issued arrest warrants last year for both of them. Ukraine's government is urging these children to share what happened to them.
So other countries know, Europe, America, that it's not fairy tales, that's really happening.
14-year-old Kira's grandfather told us that after his son died in a bombing, he feared he'd never see Kira again. Now Kyiv is struggling to pin down exactly how many children have been taken. Official records show at least 30,000 kids.
They're holding them.
Yale University's Nathaniel Raymond runs a U.S. government-funded initiative to track down Ukraine's stolen children. He says he's seen evidence of Russia giving some older children military training.
We have not yet seen evidence of the children being deployed in combat, but we have seen systematic efforts to turn them into soldiers.
Raymond compared taking children to using a nuclear weapon, one of the most destructive and dangerous acts imaginable.
If Vladimir Putin is allowed to continue taking these children, what signal does it send to other world leaders?
It gives the green light to children being abducted in the wars of tomorrow. It says that the international community will not stop kidnappers.
These children hope that sharing their pain makes a difference. Sasha said he's going to try to do everything so somebody hears him.
Now, CBS News cannot independently confirm details shared by the grandparents of how they used a complex network and Ukrainian government help to retrieve their grandchildren. Kyiv tells us that's classified. Only 300 or so children have been returned, and there has been no major transfer negotiated by world leaders. It's getting harder to retrieve kids now. With U.S. financial support for Ukraine now in question, that, Nate, may also imperil international efforts.
These kids reflect just one of the ripple effects of this conflict. Margaret, thank you.